Alrighty, we are back at it with Duelist Kingdom action, and in this one, Joey Wheeler is taking on Arkana. So Arkana is top at the table. He has only lost one match, and that match, believe it or not, was in round 1, the very first round, and Arkana lost that to Mai. So Arkana has been a very dominant opponent throughout the whole series. Joey Wheeler, on the other hand, he's had a few good showings here and there, but it's mostly a luck-based deck, so he doesn't win a lot. Okay, that's actually not a bad hand for Joey. Baby Dragon and Time Wizard. So if Joey draws Polymerization, he could pull Thousand Dragon. Rocket Warrior and Gearfried the Iron Knight are also there as well, so I've seen Joey draw worse. Let's think about it like that. Joey has drawn a lot worse than this. Arkana has gone with a face-down defense and 2 face-down spell or trap cards. Joey starts off with Gearfried the Iron Knight. 1800 attack, and no. Trap Hole has been flipped up and has destroyed Gearfried the Iron Knight. Joey throws down Kunai with Chain, and he may be taking some damage on this turn. Arkana, what is he going to respond with? Alright, he's having a bit of a think about it. And there we go, Legion the Fiend Jester. 1300 attack, not the strongest out there, but it's still going to do some damage to Joey. Alright. The match is easy enough to follow. I am going to head to the comments. And that is where it was up to. And Arkana ends his turn. Joey draws Alligator Sword, another fusion material. Throws down Rocket Warrior. Now Joey does have Kunai with Chain there as well. He doesn't need to use it now, but he could bait Arkana into a bit of an errant attack. Let's start with Axel the Templar. That's a new name. I don't think I've seen that before. And asking the question of, could UC beat Battle City though? Is it UC or USI? No, I think it's UC. I've never watched his art before, so I'm not sure. I'm going to say UC. Could UC beat Battle City though? I'm not sure, because I don't know what cards UC uses. Maybe some of those characters could go up against Battle City and have a good match. It's at the end of all the Battle City stuff, could always keep the decks as like they are in their strongest form, and one day we'll have a big character tournament. Every player from the GX and the Battle City series, every player from 5Ds, Duelist Kingdom, I don't know about Duelist Kingdom, they might be a bit weak. We could boost up Pegasus and Keith's deck and give them a more competitive deck, but a real anime, every character using their anime deck in one big tournament. Maybe one day we'll pull that off, and then we will see UC go up against the Battle City. Or UC versus Battle City. Would that be a good series to keep in mind someday? UC does... I really need to watch those later arcs so I can get some knowledge on what those characters use. Rocket Warrior in for the attack. Magician of Faith is flipped up. I don't think Arkana's used any magic cards, though. So Joey's got field advantage right now, and he could get Guilford the Lightning to the field as well. I have been watching Ghost Stories. I'm up to like episode 15 or something. I think there's only 20 episodes. Ghost Stories has been so good. So good. It is so ridiculously funny. But it's hard to describe Ghost Stories. You have to see it to really appreciate it. Like the dub in it is just... They gave the voice actors creative freedom to say whatever they wanted. And they said whatever they wanted. And it is made for one hell of a show. Apparently the original script was really, really crap, so That's why they did it. Sax Pack Abs says RE about the cane toads. I remember a documentary film in Australia about this. There was a clip of a guy driving his car erratically, like literally swerving across the road trying to hit as many as possible. 8-year-old me saw that and thought it was pretty funny. So to put it into context for everyone, Australia does have, well, more the eastern states. It's rarer on the western side, but in the eastern states, particularly in Queensland, they have a big issue with cane toads. They're a species of frog, or toad, as their name would suggest, and they were brought in to eat insects that were destroying the sugar canes. Now there are cane toads everywhere, there's too many of them, and they are extremely venomous to anything that tries to eat them. As in dogs, cats, any sort of wildlife, even crocodiles have eaten them and have been completely munted. And there's a picture of one where the crocodile... Oh, damn! Joey... He's... Oh, no, he summoned... he sacrificed 3 monsters. I was wondering what was going on. Because he had like a field of 3 monsters, and then he only had 1, and then he just summoned Baby Dragon. But yeah, and still to this day, there's cane toads all over the place over there, and they're still wreaking havoc. There's one image of a crocodile, which is like a remains of it, and in the middle of it is the remains of a cane toad. So a crocodile ate the cane toad and got poisoned. Silas DC says, yeah, having the revival jam not even be remotely like it is in the cartoon, kind of a hamper on his deck. That's for the Strings and Weevil match. Yeah, revival jam just isn't really that strong in the actual card game. Joey has just thrown down Masaki the Legendary Swordsman. Malice the Doll of Demise is on the field now as well. Oh damn, Joey drew Polymerization. Oh, and he's lost Baby Dragon. Oh, it doesn't matter. He could have summoned Thousand Dragon, but it doesn't matter. Joey actually... Wow, Joey got the first win against Arkana. That's unexpected. I thought Arkana would have swept this. Oh, we might have a bit of a match on our hands. Arkana hasn't lost a match for 13 rounds straight. He has won his last 13 of 14 games. And the game that he lost was in round 1. So, could this be the day? Rock, paper, scissors goes to Arkana. Okay, this is also from the Strings and Weevil match. Katomi758 says, can you believe I lost my car keys and lunchbox on the highway because they fell from the top of my car because I left them there by accident and forgot them to put them in my car as a warming up for work. Oh yeah, okay. So you're getting the engine warm and left your keys and lunchbox on the top. How do you start the car without the... Oh no, cars these days, they can start with a button, can't they? Yeah. My car's from 1991. It relies on no computer chips. It relies on no major electronics. It doesn't even have electric windows. You have to like roll the crank to actually like wind the windows up and down. It's got no like reverse camera or anything. It's got nothing in it. And like obviously it needs to be started with a physical key. So when someone says they can start their car without a key, it doesn't click in my brain. That's what cars do these days. You can start them with a button. My cousin's got one where he can actually start the car with a button on his key. And I'm like, what if you lose your key and someone can like just start the car like with the button? But then he's like, nah, the key's got to be like next to the car. So if someone breaks into the car and tries to start it by pressing like the start button, the car just will not physically start unless the key is like within a meter radius of the car. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Kotomi also says, I didn't watch NXT, but did see some of Raw. Was looking forward to Penta debuting. I see a lot of people is mad he's debuting against Chad Gable. I think Penta versus Chad isn't a bad start. Penta has to get used to the WWE pace, and Gable is a solid person to work with. I agree 100% that Chad Gable is one of the best workers on the WWE roster right now. He is so unbelievably underrated that it's almost not fair. And like to think that he's never won a singles title, that's actually a good character background for him going into this year. Chad Gable to win his first singles title. I'd like to see Chad Gable as United States champion. That'd really suit the American-made faction that he's in. But just as an in-ring, like, his ability in ring is like, he just screams modern-day Kurt Angle. And like, obviously Kurt Angle can't wrestle anymore because he's completely shattered with his neck and all that. But Chad Gable has always been good to watch. And his storyline with Otis and the Alpha Academy was like, he plays the bad guy really, really good. And even when he was a face, he even played like the face really good. He does remind me a lot of Kurt Angle, but Kurt Angle was like, he played the goofball really, really well back in the early 2000s, 2001, when he was doing all that backstage segment stuff with Stone Cold and Vince McMahon. But no, absolutely, Chad Gable 100% is one of the most underrated wrestlers today. It's with WWE, think of it like this: without guys like Chad Gable, you would not have a solid mid-card and you would not have a solid show. You can't have a main event without a solid mid-card. That's just the way wrestling works. That's why WWF back in like the Attitude Era was so good, because they had guys like Jericho, Eddie Guerrero, the Dudley Boys, the Hardys, Edge and Christian. Who else was in that mid-card? Their mid-card was absolutely stacked. Hardcore Holly was always a decent worker, despite the fact he couldn't cut a promo to save his life. But no, the mid-card, even when the Radicals came in, Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Saturn, and Dean Malenko as well. And even Too Cool with like Scotty and Rikishi and Grandmaster Sexay, man. The mid-card in 2000, WWF, was so stacked. And that's the way I think of wrestling. You can't have a decent main event without having that mid-card. Dark Magic Attack. No, he had Kunai. No, Dark Magic Attack. That is an absolute rubbish draw from Arkana. He only drew that on this turn, and then it just clicked in my head what Dark Magic Attack actually does. No. Come on. I want to see Joey win this, but I don't think he's going to now. Anyway, enough WWE talk. Steve DES, or Steve Des. I'm going to guess Steve DES. Chumley is my boy. Let's go. That's for the Chumley and Rex Raptor match. I get the feeling that Chumley may be one of the favorites for Steve DES. Chumley has actually started off really well in Duelist Kingdom. We've got Chumley coming up next as well, along with Jaden's series. And Sax Pack Ab says, they say Chumley was designed to look like a koala. Huh, he does a bit, yeah. Not sure if the design came first or the cards came first, so. He does look a bit like a koala. He's always asleep as well, and koalas sleep like 20 hours a day. Okay, Joey's played Scapegoat, so he may have bought himself a little bit of time. And Emperor Pikachu 2013 says, Jaden is my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh character of all time. Love this series. That was from the Jaden and Loomis and Umbra match. Jaden was actually a really good character. He was the... he's kind of like Goku in a way. He's carefree and like is always happy and is always positive. But when it comes time to throw down, he throws down and he can battle with the best of them. And funny thing is, Goku's voice actor was actually the one who did the voice for Professor Crowler as well. Maybe a Professor Crowler versus Battle City would be alright. I actually completely forgot about Professor Crowler up until I thought of him just now. His deck revolves around like the ancient gear. archetype. That might actually match up really well against Battle City. I wouldn't put it against Duelist Kingdom. Might be a bit too strong for Duelist Kingdom. But Battle City, that might actually work pretty good. Chad Jessup, 41. I think that's how I say that. Chad Jessup 41. Great video, great game, great YouTube player. That was for the Jaden and Loomis and Umbra match as well. Appreciate you, Chad Jessup, for the comment, and also commented on another great video, great game, and great YouTube player on the Marek and Loomis and Umbra match as well. Glenn Devo says that Shadow Mist and Blaze Man combo is deadly. Dude, Jaden's deck is like, you can get the strong fusion monsters out with relative ease. Like, those elemental heroes, they work so well together. Looks like this might be all over for Joey. In this one, Pitch Black Power Stone is activated. I don't think it's going to matter though. Magician's Robe is activated. Is that going to put all three Dark Magicians on the field? Oh boy. Joey is not having a good match in this one. Staring down 3 Dark Magicians now. Well, oh no, it's Joey's turn. Be nice if he had a Dark Hole. I don't think I put Dark Hole in his deck in this series. I took most of the Dark Holes out. End phase, so we could actually see the monsters battle between each other. There's Sagi the Dark Clown, and unless Joey can block, he will be gone on this turn. Puma's DS says, in capital letters, God, and then all lowercase. God, I so agree with you on the good old days of gaming. It makes me feel like a boomer. And there goes Joey. He couldn't block on that turn. It's 1-1. And, I don't know, Joey still has a chance to pull off an upset. As this is setting up. God, I agree with you on the good old days of gaming. This is Puma's DS. It makes me feel like a boomer, but I remarked to a friend not too long ago that no one plays games for fun anymore. It is a lot like that. A lot of games... I think of it like this. A lot of games these days are being made not for enjoyment, but more almost as a business. Like when you look at microtransactions and like being able to purchase in-game to give yourself an advantage, that's not making a video game for fun. That's making a video game tactically to sell. Like, the game itself might be free, for example, but if that free game can make a lot of money in microtransactions, like say 1 million people play the game and they each spend, even if it's $1 a month on microtransactions, if 1 million people spend $1 per month on microtransactions, that's $8 million a month that game will make. If it's free, that's how you get your audience. Put in microtransactions for $1. If there's 1 million people playing it and they each spend $1 a month, that's $8 million a month. Times that by 12. 8 times 12 is what? 96. That'd be 96 million a year that game will bring in. Like, when you think about it like that, it's actually insane how much a video game can make off microtransactions. I understand why they do it. It doesn't make me feel like it's any more right that they do it. Like, my younger cousin plays Fortnite, and he's always asking his nan for V-Bucks. And when Christmas came around, my aunt Nat, she's the one I stayed with when I was in Bunbury, goes, "What exactly are V-Bucks?" And I said to her, "Oh, it's like an in-game currency you use to buy stuff in the game." And she's like, "Can you get V-Bucks as gift cards?" And I'm like, I'm not 100% sure, but I would assume that you can. I'd be very surprised if you couldn't. I've never bought one, but... So, sure enough, I Googled it, and I was like, oh yeah, Nat, go to EB Games, and yeah, you can grab them from there. And, yeah, when you think about it like that, like, if there's, like, grandparents or parents that are spending, like, you know, I think the V-Bucks were like, there was like an $8.75 gift card, and it went all the way up to like 64 or something. Imagine if like a million kids are playing a game and they all got a V-Bucks gift card that was valued at like $50. We're talking insane amounts of money, especially for a free video game. That's, I mean, it's. I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again. Gone are the days of where video games were made for the pure enjoyment. We don't see it anymore, and we probably never will. With that sort of money, when you think about it, video gaming, the actual industry itself, it's bigger than Hollywood. It generates more revenue per year than what Hollywood does. So, it's pretty insane to think about that only, 20 odd years ago, we were playing video games for fun. Now people play video games as a business. Alright. Going on before more existential dread sets in. Midnight DB says, Yu-Gi-Oh! Most definitely doesn't need a MTG mulligan rule. Between all the hand traps and one card combos, if your opening hand is bad enough that you need to mulligan, you might as scoop. Well, I mean, that is a good point, actually. If your opening hand can be that bad, maybe you need to redesign the deck. That is true. I mean, in today's modern Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, yeah, with all these combo plays, you can summon 10 monsters per turn with special summons. Gone are the days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where it was normal monster versus normal monster, 1000 attack, going head-to-head in a 1v1. As Time Wizard comes to the field, and it would appear that Joey has no choice. I mean, he's got Fairy Box on the field. He's just throwing down. He probably should have thrown that Graceful Dice. Is he going to go for... He probably should have thrown that Graceful Dice after activating the effects. He'll lose more life points this way. Then again, I don't think it'll matter if he loses this coin toss. He's probably lost a match. Oh, he hits it. That doesn't happen very often. Usually when Joey flips Time Wizard's effect, he loses. And, Nightmare Wheel. And he hits Nightmare Wheel on Guardian of the Labyrinth. And back comes Magician's Robe. Into defense mode, so Joey won't even get a direct attack here. He did get rid of a Dark Magician and a Duragato, though. And Midnight DB also says, did you ever come up with a deck for Johnny Steps? If not, I have a profile you could use for a Duelist Kingdom run. I've somewhat thought of a Johnny Steps deck. It's just a matter of opening the deck slot to build it. I'll have the very few cards he did use in the anime, and then just fill the rest of it with Duelist Kingdom era female cards. That's the only deck idea that I could possibly have for Johnny Steps. I mean, I think it'd be fun to make a Johnny Steps just because he's one of those forgotten characters, but everyone remembers him. And, I tell you what, Joey has drawn arguably the worst hand, but he's hanging in there. Oh, now what does he go for here? Does he go for a coin flip again? He can't move Guardian of the Labyrinth to defense mode. And there is one more comment here, at the time of recording this at least. Kevin Flaherty 1598 says, I completely agree with you. That was on the Meiko and Chumlee match. I'm going to guess that was about the gaming thing, with nobody playing games for fun anymore, with all the business aspect of it in now. Or was it something in WWE with Raw being really good or something? No, I'm going to guess. I'm not sure of the context of I completely agree with you, but I would say that it's probably the old school gaming stuff. Like, just they're not made anymore for entertainment. They are made with business in mind. Rock. I was about to say rock, paper, scissors. It's not. It's a coin flip that Joey flips, and Was it? Oh, no, it was Fairy Box. Never mind. Oh, in goes the Dark Magician for an attack. Oh, and he gets it wrong. Arkana loses 1,000 points. He's down to 1,550 life points. I've been reading comments. I've been glancing up and down at the match, but Arkana's got himself into a little bit of trouble here. There's Flame Manipulator. That Fairy Box has basically saved Joey a few times in this match. There's Flame Manipulator. And Dark Renewal has just been activated. There goes Flame Manipulator and Magician's Robe. Alright, to the end phase and to the turn change. Arkana is up. Nightmare Wheel takes another 500 points off Joey. He's losing a lot of life points because Fairy Box is also on the field as well. There's Mystic Tomato, or Tomato. And, oh, goes in for the attack. That's a... Oh, Arkana doesn't want Joey to have monsters on the field because if Joey draws Jinzo or anything like that... Oh, Arkana gets it right. Whoa. I don't know about that from Arkana. He's gone in for the attack. He's got rid of... But now Joey's open for direct attack. Oh, there's Alligator Sword. He's still paying a lot of life points though. Mystic Tomato's effect can still activate. Arkana probably wanted to go in for the attack there. And again, that was a massive risk, but it paid off. But Mystic Tomato's just been destroyed. I mean, Arkana, oh, well, he only had Mystic Tomato. He didn't have any other cards in his hand, so he had to try. Otherwise, yeah. Arkana's not looking good. It looks like Joey might actually take this one. And Legion the Fiend Jester. We know that its effect is quite handy for Arkana's deck. It does have 1,500 defense. The thing is, because Arkana has destroyed that Nightmare Wheel, I don't know, that may not have been the best decision. However, like I said before, Joey does have 5-star and 6-star monsters, so you don't want monsters laying around on Joey's field if you can help it, because, like I said, if he draws Jinzo, which he hasn't, that is a dreadful hand. Like, Joey, bruh. How do you draw a hand that bad? Like, it's... alright, there's Fairy Box again. Jeez, it may not have been a good idea for Arkana to actually get rid of that. Because he lost his Nightmare Wheel. Joey would have been still losing life points. I mean, he could just deactivate Fairy Box and slow it down. Oh, there's Guilford. The Lightning, but you can't blame Arkana for making that decision because, like I said, Joey does have Jinzo and he does have, you know, what is it, Garuzis, he's got Gearfried, he's got, oh, Gearfried's not a, or say Panther Warrior, for example, like, you just don't want monsters. Oh, Ectoplasma. Okay. Ectoplasma activates. Gets rid of Legion the Fiend Jester. Joey loses a few points. Oh, and he's pulled Neo the Magic Swordsman. That'll destroy Alligator Sword. There's Legendary Fisherman. There's another 5-star. So that's what I'm talking about. That's why, as Arkana, you don't want Joey to have monsters on the field for too long if you can help it, because he's got a few tribute monsters in there. To maintain Fairy Box, Joey is thinking about if he wants to pay the 500 points, and he does. Oh, he's activated Question. Wait, what monster did Joey play first? Oh, wow, I don't know. Was it... Oh, was it his Time Wizard? He had his Time Wizard out. He had Flame Manipulator out as well. It's not Guardian of the Labyrinth, because that's on top. Oh, it was either Time Wizard or Flame Manipulator. Wow, I actually don't know. It looks like Arkana might not know either. I do know though, when you activate Question, it actually pulls up the entire contents of the game's card library. It doesn't just select what monsters were in the graveyard, which is... yeah, I don't know. Just... so it may take Arkana a hot minute to actually find the card that he wants to guess, but Arkana... Oh, he's gone with Flame Manipulator. Oh, it was Battle Warrior. Oh, hell, okay. I thought it was either Time Wizard or Flame Manipulator. Oh, okay, so Joey threw Battle Warrior down first. I didn't even remember that he played Battle Warrior. I mean, I was... Oh, hang on. Oh, no, it's 2,800. It'd leave Arkana with 50 points, but then Joey wouldn't have a monster. There we go. He's just tributed Battle Warrior and summoned Legendary Fisherman. This could be it. If Legendary Fisherman can attack, Joey will win. And, oh, attack from a door. Oh, that's devastating for Joey. It's a 2,000 defense. So Ectoplasma will activate. Joey has just selected Alligator Sword. It's taken 750 off Arkana. But now Arkana will have to get that Legendary Fisherman off the field. If he doesn't, he will lose. He's only got 2 cards in hand as well. And, oh, that's right. That was Neo. That was one of them. That was drawn from Legion the Fiend Jester. And the other card is a face-down defense. I don't believe this. I think Arkana's lost. There goes Neo the Magic Swordsman. Now, what is that face down from Arkana? Is that anything? Oh, there's Garuzi's. To maintain Fairy Box, pay 500 life points. It'll put Joey down to 450. No, he said no. I don't think Arkana... What could he possibly have face down? That could... He played Ectoplasma and it may have come back to bite him. 925, or otherwise Joey would have summoned Guilford the Lightning, but would you believe this? Joey has knocked off Arkana. It's only Arkana's second loss in the entire season, but with him now losing 2 duels, does that mean Becca is the queen of Battle City? Because she only lost once, and that was to Arkana. And it was only just as well that she lost that. Well, what a match. It was over half an hour, and Joey Wheeler has picked up the most unlikely of victories. Now, let's have a look at the table, because now Arkana with 2 losses actually puts him level with Mako. Wow. And Mako still has to play as well. And so does... but Cora already played this round, and he won. Wow, Mako and... Oh, Mako and Arkana are playing each other in the next round. The championship match could be Mako and Arkana in the last round. You could not script that any better. And hand to God, it is complete coincidence that it's ended up that way. We are looking at a massive last round for this season. Wow, so Joey beats Arkana. Odeon plays Ishizu tomorrow. Well, this is now getting very, very interesting. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in, and thanks for leaving all the comments as well. We got Chumley and Jaden coming up as well. Thanks for tuning in wherever you are in the world. Stay safe, take care, farewell.